come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
At this time, I will pour libations, which is a ritual in honor of God and our ancestors. And bear with me. I'm feeling a little full right now, so just... Omi tutu, ona tutu, tutu olodumare, tutu ile, tutu eshu. Mojubaba boy guntewa, mojubaba boy guntewa, mojubaba boy guntewa. Iba she bobo risha, iba she bobo risha, iba she bobo risha, iba she bobo eguntewa, iba she bobo eguntewa, iba she bobo eguntewa. Iba she bobo yellow risha, iba she bobo babalo risha, iba she, iba she, iba she. Mojuba bobo eguntewa, mojuba bobo eguntewa, mojuba bobo eguntewa. Kosi ku, kosi ofo, kosi fitibo, kosi wahala, kosi buburu, kosi ashelu, kosi olopa, kosi edina. Funwa ire, 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 funwa iwa puele, funwa ori tutu, funwa iwa puele. Modupueo, funwa ire, modupueo, funwa ire, ori, modupueo, funwa owo, modupueo, modupueo, modupueo. Giving thanks and praise to all that is. Giving thanks and praise to the universe. Giving thanks and praise to God. Giving thanks and praise to the four corners of the universe. Giving thanks and praise to the north, to the south, to the east and the west. Giving thanks and praise to all of our guardian. Giving thanks and praise to all of the ancestors that upon whose shoulders we stand. Giving thanks and praise to the ancestors of light and progress and abundance upon whose shoulders we stand, who have transitioned on this soil. Giving thanks and praise to all the ancestors of light and progress and abundance who transitioned in that horrible Mayafa of the Middle Passage. Giving thanks and praise and light and honor to all the ancestors of power and abundance and light who transitioned on African soil. Giving thanks and praise and honor and abundance to all the ancestors of light and progress who transitioned globally. Giving thanks and praise to all the ancestors upon whose shoulders we stand. Giving thanks and praise to all the ancestors upon whose shoulders we stand. Giving thanks and praise to all the ancestors upon whose shoulders we stand. Because you are, we are. Because you are, we are. Because you are, we are. Giving thanks and praise to the earth, to the fire, to the water, to the air. Giving thanks and praise. Give us blessings. Continue to bless us. Thank you for the blessings. Continue to bless us. Thank you for the blessings. May our road be cool. May our spirits be calm. May our abundance be much. May our blessings be many. May we continue upon this path. May we continue to make you proud. May you continue to walk with us, in front of us, around us, through us. We thank you. We bless you. We bring you offerings. We bring you gift. We bring you our love. We bring you our light. Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Hey! It's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time.
Hey, it's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time.
It's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time.
Hey, it's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time.
Hey, it's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time.
Hey, it's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time. It's Kwanzaa time.
Habari gani. Ah, gotcha. See, habari gani means in Swahili, good news. It's like, what's the news? So during Kwanzaa time, the response is whatever that principle happens to be that we're celebrating for that day, okay? Now, we're going to cheat because we're going to get a day ahead, okay? And we're going to play like this is the last day of Kwanzaa. The last day of Kwanzaa, the principle is Imani, and that's faith. So when I say Habaragani, what you say is Imani. Habaragani. There you go. You guys got it. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a couple of things before we get started, okay? First, it is hot up here, okay? So I'm going to let you guys know right off the bat that I plan to sweat for you this morning, okay? And I don't plan to be too proud about it because my hair is turning gray or turning loose, okay? Which means that sweat just rolls down and rolls down a lot more than it used to do in the past. Now, I did a little bit of research beforehand because we do Kwanzaa every year, and that's what I like about CSL Dallas, okay? But I wanted to make sure that we didn't do any repetitive stuff, that you see the same thing over and over again. So I went back and I looked at about the last 5 or 6 services of what we've done here for Kwanzaa. So I know that you guys know a whole lot about Kwanzaa because this is a different type of place. CSL Dallas, we explore all different types of religions, different cultures, different ways of celebrating ourselves, okay? So we go through winter solstice and we celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas and all types. And today it's going to be Kwanzaa, okay? Now, some of you might be saying, well, what's Kwanzaa have to do with me? Because you guys are pretty smart. You know that it was an African-American holiday and that it was started for African-Americans, right? Well, you also know that Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican holiday, but it doesn't stop you from drinking margaritas, right? So I think that we can get something out of all holidays and out of every holiday, and that's what I want you to take away from this one, okay? I don't want you to think that Kwanzaa is just a thing for black people or whatever, okay? I want you to be able to be open-minded enough to realize that there's something there for everyone. And what we're going to talk about today is the power of faith. Imani, that's the 7th principle of Kwanzaa, okay? Kwanzaa means the first fruits of harvest. And you guys have probably heard all of this, so we're going to make this quick, okay? There's 7 principles for Kwanzaa. Got it? Umoja, which is unity. Kujijagalia, which is self-determination. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Ujoma, collective economics. Nia is purpose. Kuumba is creativity. And Imani is faith. And that's the one that we're going to talk about today. So let me tell you what the Kwanzaa people say about faith, okay? So we get on the same definition. Their definition for Imani is to believe with all our heart in our Creator, our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of that struggle. I'm going to say it again. To believe with all our heart in our Creator, our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of the struggle. So if I break that down, then you want to have faith in the Creator, right? Now, this is CSL Dallas, so I'm going to make sure that you guys really understand me, okay? When I say I studied and prepared for you guys, I want you to know I was listening to a tape from January 6, 2012. That's about 7, 8 years back, okay? And Reverend Peach was up here talking, and she was talking about God, designing God, describing God. And she went through the whole congregation and asked all of you guys to participate and ask you what your understanding of God was. And you guys had all kinds of different answers because all of us have a different interpretation. So I'm not going to try to go through all of what you may think and all that. I just want you to know what I think when I say God, okay? So when I say God, when I say Creator, I'm talking about what I call the laws, okay? The laws that we always talk about, like laws of attraction, cause and effect, my favorite one, the law of averages, okay? Those laws, and love. So to me, love is that presence, that urge that we feel when we want to do something, okay? So to me, God, the Creator, is a combination of law and love. So we need to have faith in our Creator, okay? And I think it's possible to have that because we always hear that thing about we're made in the image of our Creator or our Creator is made in the image of us. It's either way, it doesn't really matter. But it says that we're just like whatever you conceive God to be. And that means that we have that same power to co-create our whole reality. Now, it's real strange, but when I was doing the study for Kwanzaa and looking at what we talked about for faith, well, some of you guys may not have been here last Sunday, but last Sunday we did the Christmas ceremony, and I was a narrator, and I swear the words were darn near the same. It all talked about like the birthing that Christ consciousness in each of us. And that happens anytime any of us are willing to recognize that love and that light. And whenever we recognize that we can co-create our world. And that's the same thing that we're saying when we talk about having faith in the Creator and then having faith in ourselves. And if we can have faith in ourselves, then it's pretty easy for me to have faith in others, because I know that you're just like me and I'm just like you. And the same kind of crazy thoughts and things that go through mine, they go through your mind too. We all have the same kind of issues. So having faith in the Creator, having faith in ourselves, having faith in others, that makes sense to me. But one thing that always gets me is, how do you do that? You know, I go to a lot of places where they say, hey, this is what you should do, but they don't tell me, well, how to get there. So I did a whole bunch of studying, like I told you, and I did some studying. So I went and checked one of those good books to find out, well, what do they say about faith? And I went and looked in the Bible, of course, and the Bible said, well, you know, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, I've heard that one quite a bit growing up. But for me, that just didn't get it for me, because I was a little smart kid, and stuff that I couldn't see just didn't quite get it. You know, and then there's this other one that said, oh, so then faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Now that one just about resonated a little bit better with me. See, being one of the little smart kids, I'm into science, I'm into knowledge. I got to know that things do work. So the idea of I just believe in something blindly, for me, that doesn't work, okay? But for me, knowing and having that knowledge of the past, knowing what has happened, now that gets me faith, because I know what has happened, whether it's happened to me or whether it's happened to others. I think that's why a lot of times you hear us talk about worshiping and honoring the ancestors, because you can learn so much from those who came before you. And you can learn so much even from your own past. And from my own past, that's how I end up having faith. You guys wouldn't expect it, but when I was growing up, I was what you would call a runt. Okay? I was a little bitty guy. I was a runt. I'd get teased, bullied all the time. I was so small, the guys wouldn't let me go out and play basketball. So I turned out to be a wrestler, okay? And I was wrestling the smallest weight class, and I was still smaller than everybody that was out there anyway. 4'10", 81 pounds. That's a runt, okay? My first year of wrestling, I lost not one, not two, not three matches. I lost every match. That's 16 matches, okay? Now that sounds like it ain't that bad, but, you know, imagine if it's you, and every day you lose. Every day at the school announcements, they're going to talk about Michael lost. Every time you lose. All your brothers and sisters, all they ever hear about is your brother always loses, okay? Now you guys are grown. Imagine that you're the parents of such a child. You know, someone that you love, that you want to see do well. And every time, you know, he always loses. You know, I was so bad that my family quit coming to see me. But the second year, what I found out is that if I learn the moves, if I do the work, if I put forth some effort, I get better. And the second year, you know what? I won half of my matches and I lost half of my matches. And the third year, I got even better, and I went to state and ultimately went to college on a wrestling as well as an academic scholarship. Okay? Now for me, there is nothing that I've ever done in my life that I didn't fail at first if it was something that I was good at. Speaking, I remember when I decided I want to be a motivational speaker. I went to a Les Brown workshop, and they had a contest. I was the worst. Okay, out of 80 people, I was the worst speaker there. And I came back home after crying my eyes out. And I joined Toastmasters. And I began to work at speaking. And I got better, and I got better. And I started winning speaking contests. I won so many speaking contests, they put me in the Hall of Fame to get me out of the contest. But it all started off with me first being bad at something. When I ran a marathon the first time, I ran my first marathon when I turned 50 years old with my nephew who was 25 years old. It took me 5.5 hours. That's a long time. You know, and at mile 22, a little pregnant chick pulls up next to me and says, come on, bro, we're gonna make this. And I still followed her into the finish line. You know, but I came back and I worked at it and I studied and I learned more. And now I can do it in 4 hours and 10 minutes. But that's a big improvement. So for me, what I've learned is that, no, it's not easy for me to have blind faith and just to believe anything, but I have faith in hard work. I have faith in plans. I have faith in goals. I have faith in being persistent because I know in my life when I failed and when I hung on in there and I learned and I worked and I did what I should do, things worked out. So for me, that's why I have that kind of faith. And that's how I develop that faith so that I begin to know. I think the same thing is true with you, with all of us. We can develop that kind of faith. Now, it's not just something that's worked for me, okay? I've got this mother-in-law, my mother-in-law. She's 92 years old. This is her. She broke her hip a while back, living in Mississippi, not getting great. She didn't get a whole lot of good attention, but when she came and stayed with me, we started working. And we started getting her to stand up, to get her balance, to walk with a cane eventually. And now what you see is a 92-year-old woman who's had a broken hip for 2 years, never thought she would be on her feet again, walking. She exercises 45 minutes to an hour every day, okay? She puts in the work. That's why she does that. I can't wait to show the world that you're out here walking. Now, if someone 92, can still get up and do the hard work, can have faith in work, can have faith in doing those things that are necessary, whether it's exercising or doing the squats, all those things that she has to do to get her legs strong. The faith that it takes to now believe that I won't fall when I lean this way or that way. You know, we take it for granted when we have our balance. We take it for granted that it's so easy to walk. But it takes a whole lot of faith just to take that step and to know that you're not going to fall over, to know that things are going to be okay. It takes a lot of faith. Now, that's an example of what faith can do for you. So, Tracy Brown is in the audience, okay? And I went back and listened to all the other talks. I always talk about Tracy whenever I give a talk, so I want to make sure I talk about Tracy for that long, okay? So Tracy, being a great speaker, would know that, one, I've already told you, those of you who are auditory, who get messages through your ears, you've got a chance to hear about the power of faith, right? Those of you who get your messages visually, who get it through what you see, you've got a chance to see an example of the power of faith, right? Now I want to give you an awesome opportunity to those of you who are kinesthetic, who feel it. I want you to feel what that power of faith can be. We've got a music team that is outstanding, and Erica is about to sing a song called The Power of Faith that is going to rock your world. So, Erica.
Day, from the moment I awake, there are thoughts that stay on my mind. Is there really a way to keep faith in our hearts when it seems that our lives are falling apart? Dreams from the night follow me when I arrive, and my fears bring tears to my eyes. Will our hopes be realized, and will our children survive, and will they see freedom in their lifetime? Will I believe in the power of faith?
in its eyes I see truth, and a vision of a future shines through. Well, I believe in the power of faith, in the will and the strength of my conscious mind. When the faith is a song, then goes on and on and on and on forever. Ancestral song is the blood in our veins that goes on and on. Our faith is strong. Ancestral song is the blood in our veins. It goes on and on. Our faith is strong. Our faith is strong. It's the blood in our veins. It goes on and on. Our faith is strong. Ancestral song is the blood in our veins. It goes on and on. It's the legacy of faith that helps us find our way when our future is unclear. And it's our faith that lets us know that our freedom is near and our faith is strong. Ancestral song is the blood in our veins. It goes on and on. Our faith is strong. Ancestral song is the blood in our veins. It goes on and on.
Now, I told you that she was going to do that to you, that she was make sure that you would feel that power of faith. You've heard about it. You've seen it. Now you've felt it. Now, what I want to challenge you to do is to use it, to use that power of faith in your own life. You know, this is that end of the year time, beginning of the year time, when people are always trying to make new goals and, oh, I'm going to do this coming into the new year. To me, hopefully you've been doing it all along, because I really don't think that just starting it tomorrow is going to get it. But if you're one of those folks, then know that you can do it. See, faith is really a combination of confidence and belief and conviction and a whole bunch of other different things, but it comes down to believing in yourself. And sometimes when you can't believe it, then some of us can believe it for you. So for those of you who don't see it for yourself right now, know that I believe it and I can see it in you. I can see that in you. Because just like you saw with my mother-in-law, the old lady, and none of you are 92 years old yet even in here. So I know that means you can do anything, okay? So you can exercise as much as she does every day. You can put in 45 minutes to an hour every day. She does that, right? Yeah, you can do that. You can get back up when you get knocked down, when you lose over and over and over again, just like I did, right? What I've learned is that's what works. Keep getting back up. Keep going at it. That's how we get to be successful. I've got that kind of faith in the Creator. I believe that the Creator, God, is for good. The world is about goodness. Okay? And I think all of us are basically good. I think that we're about goodness. I think sometimes that we've got, well, I hate to blame anybody. I'm going to blame our leaders, okay? Because we need to blame somebody. But I don't think that sometimes our leaders, whether it be our political leaders, our business leaders, whoever they are, the people that we follow, a lot of times they don't believe in us like they should. They don't believe that we're as strong as we are. They don't believe that we're as loving as we really are. They don't believe that we can get along with each other just like we are. And they try to make sure that we find ways to vote against the other guy or be against the other person or be mad at the other person or whatever. But I really believe in the goodness of the Creator and the goodness of other people and the goodness of all of you. So I'm going to hold that for you, for those of you who don't believe that you're good enough, don't believe that you can make a difference in your life, don't believe that you can make the world better, don't believe that you live in a great place. I'm going to hold that for you this year, okay? And make sure that you get some help getting there. Now, with Kwanzaa, the last day of Kwanzaa is a special day. Not only do you have a discussion about faith and Imani, but we end it with what they call the Kamaru, which is a festival. It's a festival occasion. Everybody comes together and everybody contributes. So it's sort of like a potluck. Everybody brings a different dish. So you have plenty of food for everyone. Everybody participates in whatever the program's going to be. So some people might read poetry, some people might sing songs, but everybody participates. And it's a time for welcoming each other and reinforcing each other and just reaffirming each other. It's that time, and that's a good way, I think, to end the year and to begin the year. They have what they call as the farewell statement, which is sort of like saying, this is the end of Kwanzaa. I'm going to read that statement to you, and at the end of that, we do 7 harambes, okay? Now, when you do a harambe, you lift your hand way up with your hand open, you close that fist, and you pull it down and say harambe. That means we pull together, okay? That's why we were singing that song, We Come Together, just so you guys get it, okay? Because we pull together. We're that kind of community. So that's how we're going to do it, okay? I'm going to read the statement to you. We're going to do 7 harambes, and then my lovely friend Tracy Brown's going to come pray us out. Got it? Got it. Okay. So, the farewell statement. Strive for discipline, dedication, and achievement in all you do. Dare struggle and sacrifice and gain the strength that comes from this. Build where you are and dare leave a legacy that will last as long as the sun shines and the water flows. Practice daily umoja, kujijagalia, ujima, ujama, nia, kumba, and imani. And may the wisdom of the ancestors always walk with us. May the year's end meet us laughing and stronger. May our children honor us by following our example in love and struggle. And at the end of next year, may we sit again together in larger numbers with greater achievements and closer to liberation and a higher level of human life. Harambe! 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 Harambe!
And in that spirit of Harambe, coming together, let us simply drop into prayer. Harambe. We come together right here and right now in the spirit of Kwanzaa, in the spirit of love, breathing together and opening our hearts into the truth of the soul. Knowing that in Science of Mind we teach the eternality, immortality, and continuity of each individual soul, we come together right here and right now, knowing that it is through faith that we walk the path of life. That faith is an action we take that demonstrates that we know that there is always life seeking to express itself, and Spirit's highest vision is happening in, as, and through each one of us. And so in this moment, I know that it is with Imani that Steve and Lauren walk through the journey that they are walking through, and that Carl is walking through the journey that he is walking through, and that the eternality, immortality, and continuity of each individual soul is what leads us all into our walks and our opportunities. And it is this same faith that allows us to celebrate the birthday of Glow today. And know that as Glow's life expands, each one of our lives expands. So whatever it is that you are going through, whatever it is that I am going through, I go through it and we go through it together with the faith of God bringing us together, having us go through it as community, having us go through it knowing that we go through nothing alone in this life. And that is why we say Harambe. Say it with me, Harambe, Harambe, Harambe. Yes, this is the truth of CSL Dallas. This is the truth of God expressing. This is the truth of Kwanzaa, bringing all of these principles together in our lives. We walk them so that each one of us can be the light of the world in this season of holy days and in every season. So if you are grateful for life itself, and if you are willing to walk with me this year with God, then I invite you to simply breathe this in, recommit to it, and know that every intention we set right here and right now must manifest from this place of love and knowing and deep faith and conviction. We anchor this together by saying, and so it is.